I'm going to do a song from the prairies. So if it does seem like long and flat, we'll get over it, okay? This song was written as a challenge by Connie Calder and Roy Forbes, who one time I met them, they said, well, Tamblyn, you're kind of the National Geographic of song, aren't you? But you haven't written a song about the prairies yet. They're both sort of prairie people, you know, they've sort of based their entire career. How could you have a career anyway on the prairies? Anyway, based on the prairies, but Connie's done well and so has Roy. Anyway, they're exceptions. And so they challenged me to write this song. So I went, Jesus Christ. So I did. I wrote this song, and it started off, I had to have some music, you know, to go along with this, to get me across the prairies. Because, as you all know, with the Great Canadian Shield, just to the left of before things start turning right, if you will, just before Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and the Republic of Alberta, the Canadian Shield kind of gives out around Falcon Lake, Manitoba. And you know what it, and it's just sad. You know, it just goes flat, just unremittingly flat, you know, and so I had to get through it, and I knew what was ahead of me in order to write this song. So I started this groovage, and the only way I could get good groove it, get to there was get some good music to go with it. And I heard about a Ray Charles record live at Montreux, where it had been recorded with only his voice and nothing else. So they redid the whole thing. And was there in Starbucks. The damn thing was I had a protest against Starbucks, but I couldn't remember exactly what the protest was. You know, one of those protests. You can't ever lift up a box of poached grape nut flakes, you know, because of Cedar Chavez. You know, you remember all those things. I don't know what yes, Starbucks. Maybe at the time they're the largest distributors in CDs in all of North America, but they weren't distributing wine. Maybe something small and egregious like that. But this First Nation guy, a friend of mine, who went to Trout University, by the way, Harvard Hughes, he said that a man's greatness can only be assessed by the number of contradictions he embraces at one time. I'll let you think about that for a moment. And then think about that, that's it. One day I was feeling particularly great and full of contradictions, and I needed that record, so I went into Starbucks store and got it, had a small latte with my face on it. And I got out of there and nobody saw me, so it never happened, right? Man. So I'm playing this record around Falcon Lake, Manitoba, you know, just where things kind of run out. I'm going, I could get through this. Just on this album, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. And when I look up, there's this raven going in exactly the same flappage groovage as Ray is. You hit the road, Jack, and it's flap, 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 and I'm going, holy smoke, this is like a harmonic convergence of some kind. If I had Baldy in my car, he could have confirmed it, but he wasn't there. I was left to my own device, and I'm thinking, how could I get around the perimeter? How much gas have I got in the car? Keep on flapping, and I could just punch it back and start the song again. We just groove all the way to Brandon, Manitoba. But kind of get you there anyway. When the Raven decided he had different plans, he drove right in front of my car and did a barrel roll right in front of the car. It was no longer harmonic convergence, it was a religious convergence. And if I had Bruce Coburn in my car, he could have confirmed it. But he was elsewhere. So I left to my own devices, but I knew I no longer needed maps. I tossed them all out of the window. You know why? Because I was guided by the Raven and Ray Charles. It's rolling down Highway 1, drifting snow in a parallel lines, in a late November sky and pale inside, guided by the manic patterns on my track. I know this place, I've seen this place before. I don't know what I am looking for. I'm looking for. I don't know what I am looking for. I'm guided by Roy Forbes' golden choir, and the frost upon the horse's back, and that dog who left home last weekend. Well, I saw him turn around, he's coming back. And I'm guided by the cold through the snowfields, and that arc above a living prairie sky, and a waitress with a smile in a high river, through a frosted window waves goodbye. I'm looking for. I don't know what I am looking for. I'm looking for. I don't know what I am looking for. I'm not looking for the Rona or a Walmart that's choking all these prairie towns. I'm not looking for the gold and the oil patch boys. Please remember how soon it will be gone. I'm looking for. I don't know what I am looking for. I'm looking for. I don't know what I am looking for. I'm guided by the brave and Henry Charles. I'm guided by the magpies and John Martin.